Hello, everyone. My name is Mackenzie, and I'm from the Student Learning Commons at Simon Fraser University. Today, I'm going to talk to you about ethical source integration. If you're doing a research assignment, you'll have to consult other sources and then provide the citations. But why do we have to cite? Imagine yourself 10 years from now, and you're an accomplished scholar. You just spent the last decade doing your research, and now some university student just took your work and they put it in their paper and they got an A without even mentioning your name. That's not right. This is why you must cite the authors that you consult now in your papers. Another reason for doing this is for the sake of your readers. When they read your work, they may be very interested in your topic and how you came up with your conclusion. They may want to do further reading on the topic. And if you don't put citations in your paper, you're essentially claiming that the work is yours and you're denying your readers the chance to learn more, which is a huge problem. Before we get started on this workshop, however, I would like to take the time to acknowledge that I work, live, and play on the traditional unceded territories of the Musqueam, Squamish, Tsleil-Waututh, and Coquitlam peoples, and the SLC also operates on these ancestral lands. Now, to begin our brief workshop, ask yourself, why do we even use sources in the first place? If you say, I believe X because it's my opinion, then someone else might say, well, in my opinion, you're wrong. But you would make a much stronger argument if you can back up your claims with facts or data rather than just relying on your own personal feelings. Your research is not your argument. Your research should help you develop your argument. Sometimes you may start writing your paper with an idea and then change your mind after you've read more on the topic, and that's perfectly fine. You can also challenge something that you've read, but often you have to refer to other studies and experts who show the opposite view rather than saying, I just don't agree because it's my opinion. More importantly, your role as a writer is to communicate your ideas and your studies to the readers. By referring to the scholars whose studies came before you, you can show your understanding of the subject matter and contribute to the discussion with your new ideas and new interpretations. Additionally, clearly acknowledging that you're referring to other sources and building your work upon them will really help you avoid plagiarism. The acronym ICE, which stands for Introduce, Cite, and Explain, is often used when discussing how to incorporate sources. First, introduce the author of the sources you're using. It helps your readers follow who's saying what, especially if this is the first time you're mentioning the author of their article. It also gives strength to your arguments when you're confident that you can back it up with research, data, or expert opinion. Next, cite it. Give the author credit. Acknowledge their hard work and all the work that they've been putting into their writing, their sources, and the studies that they've done. Lastly, explain why you've chosen the source. Your reader wants to know what your argument is and how you're connecting all these sources that you've collected to your thesis and how it helps prove your point. Avoid paragraphs that contain only source materials with no commentary from you. Now, that brings us to the end of our brief workshop for today. I hope you found this workshop helpful, and if you require any further guidance on this topic or any other topics related to writing and learning, please reach out to us at the Student Learning Commons. We provide plenty of workshops and online resources, and we also conduct one-on-one consultations with SFU students to help you address any concerns you may have about your own work. So please reach out to us. As an SFU student, you also have access to the Right Away platform, which allows you to send in your papers to tutors for their feedback, and they will usually return your paper with feedback within a couple of days. So feel free to check that out. So with that, I will leave you. Thank you for viewing our workshop, and we hope to see you at the SLC soon.